this presentation is called How to Make the Most of Your Time on the Planet. And the first action is to be courageous. And I found this, hello, I am leaving my comfort zone. And when I thought about doing a Zoom birthday party, I definitely had to leave my comfort zone. And also when I think about what I want to create in the future with my self-expression, I have to be courageous. This is a phrase that my friend Aaron, who was on earlier, and I always say to each other. We say, there's no comfort in a growth zone, but there's also no growth in a comfort zone. And then I found this other graphic of your comfort zone here, but where the magic happens is outside of your comfort zone. I would say about 25 years ago, I read a book by Leo Buscaglia. I cannot remember what the name of the book was, but I do remember this quote when he said, the person who risks nothing, does nothing, has nothing, is nothing, and becomes nothing, he may avoid suffering and sorrow, but he simply cannot learn, feel, change, grow, or love. Chained by his certitude, he's a slave. He has forfeited his own freedom. Only the person who risks is truly free. This Mark Twain quote, 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did. So throw off the bowline, sail away from safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. Mark Twain had a way with words.
Wonderful. Oh.
So that's the first theme, be courageous. Second theme is do something meaningful. Pablo Picasso said, the meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away.
Wonderful.
And Benjamin Franklin said, if you would not be forgotten as soon as you are dead, either write things worth reading or do things worth writing. Viktor Frankl of the book Man's Search for Meaning focused on adding meaning, or what he called self-transcendence. The fact that being human always points to and is directed to something or someone other than oneself to have meaning, be it a meaning to fulfill, another human being to encounter. The more one forgets himself by giving himself to a cause to serve or another person to love, the more human he is and the more he actualizes himself. And this is a concept I've been thinking a lot about, because when I'm not being of service, I don't feel as big or as expansive as I want to be. Everybody can be great because anybody can serve, said Martin Luther King Jr. And George Bernard Shaw. These names are hard. I have not been drinking. Maybe I should be drinking. George Bernard Shaw said, say that 2 times fast. George Bernard Shaw, I want to be thoroughly used up when I die, for the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. The third idea is to own your success. And I've pulled from different things I've gathered over the years. I like this graphic of which step have you reached today? Are you at, I won't do it, I can't do it, I want to do it? I think I'm at, I want to do it right now with launching Conversations, the course. But how do I do it? Yeah, that's my next step. I'll try to do it. I can do it. I will do it. Yes, I did it.
That's wonderful. I love that.
You like that? You could draw something like that, Peter.
Sure. Yeah,
for sure.
Have to. Yeah.
Jim Rohn is a speaker and an author that I spent a lot of time in my early career focused on him. And this quote he said I really like is, success is not to be pursued. It is to be attracted by the person you become. Brian Tracy and I spent some time together too. When I say spent time together, I listened to a lot of audiobooks of his in my 20s. I felt like I spent time with him. But the key to success is to focus our conscious mind on things we desire, not things we fear. James Clear is somebody who has been inspiring to me over the last 5 years. His specialty is habits. And what he thinks is you're the designer of your world, not merely the consumer of it, if you can create your own habits. And here is James Clear, his conception of habits. The outcomes in your life are the lagging measure of your habits. There are no high performance people, only high performance habits. So if you haven't checked out James Clear, his book is called Atomic Habits. Oh, and then Aristotle, who I also spent some time with. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. And Mr. Miyagi, who I spent some time with. The imagery here of getting the habits down of the wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off, and building the muscles to be successful requires, I suppose, some elbow grease. Switching over to a different person, the coach of the UCLA Bruins for many, many years, the winningest championship coach in basketball of all time, John Wooden. Success is peace of mind attained only through self-satisfaction and knowing you've made the effort to do the best of what you're capable of.
I like that.
A new person, James Altucher, but he's come into my life recently, not literally, but also virtually as a podcaster. He has a podcast called The James Altucher Show, and he wrote a book called Choose Yourself. And I totally recommend the book Choose Yourself. And he talks about a daily practice. And this, John, is right up your alley.
Nice.
Of the daily practice just to kickstart your health, your idea muscle, your creativity, your motivations. One of the things he advocates is every day, write down 10 ideas, build your idea muscle. And then Tony Robbins is someone that I have followed pretty much my entire adult career. And I put this in the presentation to remind myself there's no such thing as failure. There's only results. So if I don't want to stop myself from failing, there is no failure. There's only results, which leads me to the do it now. Dost thou love life? Then do not squander time, for that's the stuff life is made of. Steve Jobs, your life is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. I find that inspiring. Grow. You've got to move out of your comfort zone to grow. You only grow if you're willing to feel awkward and uncomfortable when you try something new. This is a quote by Marianne Williamson. The quote goes, "Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're actually powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You're a child of God, and your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine." So it's the part of it of your playing small is something I keep reminding myself to stop playing small, because that doesn't serve the world, which ties back into the part of the presentation of doing something meaningful and really being of service. Next, be happy. Technically, the glass is always full.
Yeah.
Even if it's half air, half water. Thank you, Buddha, for this one. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. Learn how to be happy with what you have while you pursue all you want. There are only two ways to live your life. One, as though nothing is a miracle. The other, as though everything is a miracle. Remember, today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday, said Dale Carnegie. And I have asked Dale Carnegie to serve in my virtual cabinet, because what I want to do with Conversations, the course, is essentially have it be, it's a really big dream to have it be as prevalent as the Dale Carnegie course. It's just Conversations, the course. And Alex and I talk about this a lot, how there should be a course where you go to learn how to have conversations, since conversations are so fundamental. Michael Singer wrote a book called The Untethered Soul. The day that you decide that you're more interested in being aware of your thoughts than you are in the thoughts themselves, that is the day you'll find your way out. And then Einstein again, everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. And the thing that I find interesting about this image is that I realize it's a black and white picture and that it's kind of stylized, but I can't help but think that there are ants crawling all over Einstein's mouth. And sorry for that. The next concept that I keep telling myself is to let go. Train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose, says Jedi Master Yoda. And your past doesn't equal your future. Be a champion. I go back to Karate Kid, to the moment where, against all odds, Daniel-san is able to win the championship with his crane kick. And then the final element is being grateful. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. today is a gift. In summary, how to make the most of your time on the planet: be courageous, do something meaningful, own your success, do it now, grow, be happy, let go, be a champion, and be grateful.